What's up, y'all? I went to the Youngboy concert all by myself. I was nervous at first, but when I got there, I had so much fun. Literally, the time of my life. It's my first time doing anything by myself for real. So let's get into it and I'll let y'all know how it went. Now, I did not know what I was going to wear literally like up until 2 days before I even got there. But I put a little outfit through. I was cute. I got it together. I was rushing and everything. Like, everything was done last minute, even though I had bought the tickets like, I don't know, a month in advance. However, I took me a little Uber down there. It was a lot of traffic, so I ended up getting out there walking. Then I get in there and it was nice. Everybody was nice. The vibe was great. As you can see, we get in there. The crowd was already jumping. Mind you, I was late, so I had missed like the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 acts. When I got there, Offset was already on stage, so your girl was pushing for time. I will say though, even though Offset is a little lame, he actually fine as hell, y'all. Like, to be honest, he's actually fine. I can see why Cardi B had all them kids by him. So yeah, but yeah, most of the people in my section, they were by themselves because I was on the third row. And what I quickly realized by talking to everybody down there is that nobody really wanted to pay that much for a YB ticket. So anybody that was on the floor was people who wanted to pay that much to see them, and a lot of us did have friends and stuff there, but they was like sitting somewhere else because they was like, yeah, I'm not paying that much. I don't think I paid that much for a third row seat. I mean, it was totally worth the money. You can see how spacious and stretched out I am down there. Like, it was so much space. Now, this is a part right here. As you can see, Youngboy is coming down, and I'm going to tell you, the energy was insane. Like, everybody was so excited. Like, yes, I was there by myself, but I was there with a bunch of people who wanted the same thing I wanted, and that was to see Youngboy, that was to turn up, and that was to get just lit. I'm telling you, people beside me, they were so turned. Nobody was worried about nobody. People was being nice to each other. Like, as you can see, I'm a big girl, so I was trying to like get up on a chair so that I can see Youngboy, and they're flippy chairs. So I was scared I was gonna fall, but I'm telling y'all, the guys, they held me up and down on my chair, make sure I didn't fall. I didn't even know these people, but they was helping me. We was helping each other, making sure nobody fell, making sure everybody was safe. But we was overly turned. Like, as you can see, it was too lit. This guy beside me, that's not even his chair, but people was running up to the front. The chair that he's in another girl's chair, but that girl ended up getting up on the second row. So she bought a third row seat. It ended up on the second row. And I'm like, damn, I should have took a note out of her book. I don't know how she got up there. I'm going to do that next time. And when they say that the YB concert, like, it was really like the biggest hot box you will ever be in, no, for real. Because I low key feel like I left with a little bit of bronchitis, but I did drink me some mullein and eucalyptus tea and stuff like that, for my throat, just in case I did get sick in there. I didn't get really like that sick. It was just like the next day I noticed there was like I had some coughing and some mucus in my chest, but like, it was over like within like 24 hours, but I really think it's due to like all the smoke in there. But I ain't tripping because, I be blowing down anyway. So whatever, because I came fully equipped. No, literally, because everybody was using my lighter. Like, I had the community lighter for my section. Real shit. The reason I was initially nervous for the show is because, about, first of all, it was the how I'm gonna get down there. Am I gonna drive? I'm gonna take an Uber. And then it was more of like how I'm going to get back home, because a lot of people were saying at the previous shows that their Ubers were leaving them and stuff like that. Well, I looked up because my Uber driver that took me down there, he gave me his phone number and he was willing to pick me up and bring me back. So I didn't have to use the Uber app. And I was also nervous because I thought people was going to be mean, or maybe the vibe was going to be off, y'all. Like, Youngboy fans are some of the nicest people you will ever meet. And I ain't even, like, capping. Like, they were nice as fuck, even the girls. The girls was calling each other pretty. The guys were being nice to each other. There was no violence, none of that. It's like, everybody was lit as hell. Like, even Youngboy was nice. And then they also like to talk about, like, the symbolism. And, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I like to talk about, like, oh, he's sold out and all that, and then the graphics in the background. Honestly, I ain't even seen none of that stuff. None of the stuff in the background, all the fire and all the graveyard. Like, no, my eyes was on control the whole time. Like, a very beautiful man. I didn't feel none of that. Actually, I left feeling more high vibrational, like if that makes sense. Like my vibrations were really high for days afterwards. And as you can see, YK and Pluto, look at them on the stage, y'all. Look at Pluto. She's chasing YK all over the stage. That was the funniest shit. Nobody likes Pluto for real. It's so crazy how nobody fucks with Pluto in Atlanta. Like, it gotta be studied. Like, nobody in Atlanta fuck with her. Poor Pluto. But anyways, you see she kept throwing that thing the whole night. However, yeah, those are little breaks, you know, the little segments in between Youngboy. I really appreciated those, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was still turned the whole time. I just like the break, you know, where you can kind of calm down, because when Youngboy hit the stage, the crowd go crazy, the energy go crazy. So when he leave, you can kind of like relax and breathe a little bit. I will say standing on them chairs, because I was standing on that chair for about 2 hours straight, y'all. My little toes was going numb, but I still had fun. Like, that's probably the worst part of the show, is standing on that chair. Like, your feet is going to hurt. My feet was not hurting. My toes were hurting, because you have to stand forward on the chair so that you don't flip backwards. So, yeah, my little toes were screaming for their life, but girl, I ain't care. Like, I was lit. Then here he is again for his second act. I don't really like this intro because he be too far back from the stage. He up here digging in his pocket. I don't know what he got going on, but Youngboy is so funny. I ain't even gonna lie. He real deal be acting like he tired sometime on that stage, but if I did a job like that, I'd be tired too, because that's a lot of jumping around and hopping around and screaming for like 30 days straight. I done run around a stage like, what the fuck? But that's $100 million job. You gotta do what you gotta do, child. Then he started performing shot calling. Y'all, the crowd is going crazy. I really want to play this video for y'all, but they gonna strike my channel. I might post it on my TikTok and y'all can watch it. But y'all, shot calling had the whole arena turned up. Like, the crowd, the energy is all just insane. Like, it's like, where am I? I don't know, but I'm turned. I can't tell if it was actually hot in there or I was hot because I was doing all that jumping around. But this dude right here with the flag, every time he waved that flag, it was like an air conditioner. He was tall and I was short. He'll wave that flag, and like, I swear he kept me from fainting. So shout out to him. Kentrell shaking his dreads. I guess he a dreadhead now. What the hell? This part was cool because he got on a little lift thing in Atlanta, and he hadn't done that since like the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 shows. But this was probably the only time I got a break because I couldn't see him because he was actually right above my head. So I was able to kind of take it in. But I would try to lift up my head, but y'all, I was so scared I was gonna fall, so I couldn't like lift, like look all the way up, because then I don't know, I might flip out that damn chair. But yes, he was right there, right above my head, throwing his clothes, his hat and shit off. But it was a vibe. Like, having his feet dangle over my head was great. I have no complaints. Then Youngboy left to take a break. Then I had got down off the chair to give my feet a break. And guess who hit the stage? Boosie Badass. Y'all know y'all pick me back up, put me back on a chair, please. And those nice, handsome young men did exactly that. And so, yeah, I got to see Boosie. Boosie was so funny, y'all. He said, just left New York City linked up with P. Diddy. He said, hell no. Like, Boosie, you probably did do that. Don't switch up now. Like, I'm quite sure you did that. You did that. Y'all, I was definitely feeling myself. Like, I had to put the bandana on my head because the other girls was doing it. And I was like, I got to do it too. This the part where Birdman and the whole NBA crew. Look at Birdman booty. Bruh, he need to be in jail for that. Pull your pants up. Look. They had to give him his glasses. Birdman is a OYN. Do you hear me? Birdman remind me of one of my uncles for real. Like, never growing up. Like, always in the streets. Look, he's an F them niggas. Whatever this little emote is that Youngboy do, I absolutely love it. Like, I fell in love with this little move right here. Like, it was so cool. You just pull up, and I don't know what that is, but I love that. Then they paused the show so that Fulton County in Atlanta could give, Google says, a court decree for Youngboy helping the Nonviolence and Stopping Gun Violence Act. And then Youngboy thanks them, and then he talks about how he's trying to stop the violence and the gun violence, and how he don't tote guns no more, and how he just needs to work on his lyrics. Like, his lyrics are still bad. And it was not sincere because he was laughing and stuff. And I'm looking at him like, why are you laughing and you think this is funny? It's not funny. And immediately after, he starts taking his shirt off and talking to us and telling us how he want to show us his back tattoo and how it's not finished. I to the day I still don't know what's on his back. Like I don't know what that is. A bigger fan is gonna have to tell me what that was. But then he proceeds to tell the DJ to pop it and say twin. I Hate Youngboy beat drop. And that is what he is performing right after he told Atlanta he was going to stop the violence. Look at him. Boy, we was hurt. He didn't give a damn. And we didn't either. I'm talking about the arena was thumping, jumping, boy. It was going down. Like, that whole bitch was shaking. It was so much fun. Like, it was amazing. And just like that, they canceled his show because of that. Because why would you do that? And he had, I don't know if he had performed I Hate Youngboy. I think that was his first time performing I Hate Youngboy on tour, was in Atlanta. I might be wrong. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so yeah, they canceled that show because why would you take our award, laugh in our face, and then diss all the rappers from Atlanta? Like, what? Now, y'all, this was the last song. And I didn't realize it was the last song, but that's not important. What's important is I literally missed the money shot because I was just watching him. And I had kind of like stopped recording him and started recording myself. And what he did that I did not get on camera will always be ingrained in my brain. This was the first show that he did this, but y'all, he poured that water bottle all over himself. I was screaming. Oh my God, he was so fine. Oh my gosh, then he had the nerve to be breathing out hard and stuff. Like, what are you doing? What you trying to do to me? But anyway, he waved bye to us and the show was over. And it was the time of my life, no lie. Now, I didn't bring a bag, but here go the truck where all the girls put their bag on. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then I was just walking around, just trying to see what the vibes are. Got me a little plate from the food truck. That was good. But yeah, for this to be my first concert, it was the most amazing time of my life. I would definitely go see Youngboy again, and I will have front row tickets. And I will be going by myself again, because I don't need nobody killing my vibe, honey. But anyway, I'll leave y'all with this little video at the end. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. Bye. Just got out the walk the concert. I broke my pants chain, but that nigga is amazing. Like, amazing. He's so majestic. Like, he reminds me of myself, just like something that would float from heaven or something.
He looked like this in real life. I didn't get a video.